welcome, I'm Andreas, your tech-curious web designer. In this tutorial, we will implement nested replies on our comment section, allowing each comment to contain a subsection of related replies. We will also add the functionality to delete replies and comments and to like them. But before we get started, if you like this content, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. This helps me to grow this channel and to reach more aspiring web developers. And if you want to support my work financially, you can subscribe to my Patreon page and get access to exclusive content. Thank you so much, I really appreciate you. Okay, and now without further ado, let's dive in. A big thank you to all my supporters on Patreon, buymeacoffee.com and on YouTube. And a special shout out to my new supporter GYD. Thank you so much for your support. In this tutorial, we are finishing the comment section on the post page. In the last video, we implemented the functionality to add comments and display them from the newest to the oldest, and also update the comments count. In this tutorial, we will add the functionality to delete a comment. When I click this icon here, a modal window will open up where I can see the comment and can delete it. Then we can add a reply to this comment by clicking the reply button. I can add a reply in this input field. The reply is displayed under the comment and indented. And then we can also reply to this reply. And this is just added below it. So we have one level of nested replies. Then we can also delete this reply. And we will also implement to like a reply and a comment. Alright, let's get started. First, let's create an input field to add a reply. So I'm going to the post folder, to templates, partials, comments, then to the comment.html file. Here we have the reply button. And I add here the Ajax get request to the comment function to fetch the input field. And for this I add here the parameter reply form equals true. Then I target the reply form for this specific comment. We will add this container right below the comment. And swap the content with inner HTML. Then right below this comment, inside this indented container here, I add a div with the ID reply form. Okay, save this file. Now let's add the logic. We're going to the views.py file. Here to the comment function. Then if the get request has the reply form parameter, I return the form at reply partial with the input field. Okay, let's create this file now. I copy the name, go to the comments folder, and create this file. For the input field, we can copy the form we have created for adding a comment. So I'm going to the form add comment file and copy this code. Here I'm adding a margin top of 3 to give it a bit of space. Here the Ajax post request goes to the comment function, passing through the comment UUID. The target is the replies container with this comment UUID, and I change the name of the input field to reply. Okay, save this file. And now let's implement the post logic to save the reply in the database. So if this is a post request, I grab the value of the reply input field and assign it to the body variable. Then if the body has a value, I create a comment object. The author is the logged in user. The post is comment.post. So here I'm getting the post object from the parent comment. Then we're adding the parent comment, which is this comment here. And the body is the value we get from the form. As a response, I'm sending back the reply loop. And this is already the default response of this function. Okay, save this file, and let's check it out. So I click on the reply button. Here we got the input field. Then I add the reply. And this reply was added under the comment. Nice. However, after posting the reply, I want to remove the input field. So I'm going to the reply loop. And add here an empty container with the OOB attribute and the ID of the input field. And additionally, I will also update the comment count. Again with the OOB attribute, targeting the elements with the ID comment count, and update the content with inner HTML. In this file we have access to the comment object, so we can get the post object with comment.post, and then count the comments with comments.count. Okay, save this file, and let's check it out. So now when I post this reply, the form should be removed, and the comment count should increase to 7. And there we go. Nice.
Nice.
As next, I will add a close button here, so we can again remove this input field. I'm going back to the form add reply file. And after the post button, I add here a close button. With type button and the class margin right of 2. Then inside I will add a close icon in a size of 6 and a fill neutral 400 color on hover. And this close icon we can grab from my GitHub repository at github.com/ndchat/tiktok-clone. Here I'm going to the icons SVG file, find here the close button, and grab the code. And paste it in here. Okay, and now to remove this form file, I add a help.js click event. Here I add click, so when I click this button, I take the element itself, find the closest parent form element, and call the remove function to remove this element from the page. Okay, save this file. And let's check it out. I click the reply button, and then I click the close icon, and the input field is removed. Great. As next, let's add the reply button on a reply. I'm going to the reply.html file. Here we have the reply button. And I add here again the Ajax GET request to the comment function with the parameter reply form equals true. Target the reply form container with the UID of this comment object. We will add this container in a second. And swap it with inner HTML. Then right under this reply item, I add the reply form container with the class padding left of 8. Okay, save this file, and let's check it out. So I click the reply button on a reply. We get the input field. Then I add a reply. But when I click the post button, nothing happens. And this is because the reply form is trying to find the replies container for this reply. However, I didn't add this container to this page. Instead of creating a separate replies container for every reply, I want all replies to be displayed in the replies container of the parent comment. That way we only show one level of nested replies on the page. For this we have to modify slightly the logic in the comment function, so I'm going back to the views.py file and find the parent comment of this reply. And we can use here a while loop to bubble up to the parent comment. So first I set the parent comment to this comment object, and this is already true for replies to comments. And then I add the while loop, which runs until a condition is met. So here the condition is while the parent comment is not none, so we're looking for an empty parent comment property. I set the parent comment variable to the parent comment of the current object. So with this loop we can always retrieve the parent comment of a nested reply, no matter how many levels deep the reply is. However, in our case we only allow one level of nesting, so this while loop will only run one time at most. Then when we create this comment object, I also set here parent comment to parent comment. And add this parent comment to the context to have the correct reference. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. So again, I reply to a reply. And this time this reply is added as the last item in this reply list for this parent comment. Let's again check if the reply to the comment still works. And yes, the reply was added to the bottom. Great! Next, let's implement the functionality to delete the reply. I'm going to the reply.html file. And just above the like button, I add the delete button. And to delete the reply, I open up first a modal window to confirm. So add the click event with modal box equals true. Add the class padding left and right of 2. And then I'm adding the icon for this button in the size of 5 and a fill neutral 400 color on hover. And the code for the icon we can grab again from my GitHub repository. I'm grabbing here the more icon, paste the code in here, and I will get rid of the scale class. Okay, right now these two buttons are laid out next to each other, but I want to stack them above each other. And we can do this by adding the flex class to the parent container. With flex and flex call, and I also add a gap of 1. And now we can remove the vertical padding on the second button. So here I change the padding to just left and right with px. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. And now on the replies we have this more button. And by clicking it, the modal window opens. Now this button I only want to show when I hover over a reply. And we can achieve this with Tailwind's group class. So on the reply item I add the class group. And on the icon I add the class opacity 0. So by default this button is invisible. And then the group hover class. So when I hover over the element with the group class, this button has the opacity 100. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. And as we can see, only the reply I hover over has this button displayed. Nice! As next, let's display here the reply and the delete button. I'm adding to this button the Htmx attributes, the get request to the comment delete function. We will add this path and the function in a second. The target is the modal box content. And I swap it within a HTML. Okay, save this file. Now let's create this path. I'm going to the urls.py file and add the comment delete path. Now let's create the comment delete function. I'm going to the views.py file and define the comment delete function. I add the login required decorator. Then this function takes in the primary key, so this is the UUID of the comment I want to delete. Then first, if this request is not coming from my Htmx request, I redirect the user to the home page. Then I fetch the comment with this UUID. Then I check if the author of this comment is actually the logged in user, and if this is not the case, I return a blank HTTP response. Let's import HTTP response from django.http. But if the author of this comment is the logged in user, we display the comment, so I add it to the context. And then I return the form delete comment partial. Okay, save this file. Now let's create this partial. I copy the name. Again to the comments folder. And create this file. Here we have a form element. I give it the classes padding top of 6 and text center. I display the body of this comment object to be sure we delete the correct object. With the class padding bottom of 4. And then we have the delete comment button. With type submit. And the class is font medium, red text, and underline on hover. Okay, save this file. And let's take a look. I click the button and we see the reply and the delete link. Great. Now let's add the delete logic. I add here the hx post request to the comment delete function. The target is the element with this comment UUID. We wrap the reply and the comment object already in a container with this ID. And with hx swap delete, we are removing this whole element from the page, regardless of the response from the backend. And then I also add the CSRF token. Okay, save this file. But we also have to delete this object from the database. So back to the views.py file. Then here we add if it's a post request. I delete the comment. And I return an empty HTTP response. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. So I click delete comment. And as we can see here, it was deleted from the list. However, we also want to remove the modal window afterwards. So I'm going back to the form and add here a click event on the button. So with this click event, I'm closing the modal box and delete its content. However, here the help.js click event can interfere with the Htmx post request as they're happening at the same time. To make sure that the help.js is triggered after we delete the reply, we can add a delay to the click event. And we can do this with a set timeout function. And between the curly brackets, we can add our help.js statements and call this function with a delay of 100 milliseconds. Okay, let's move the statements inside the brackets. Save this file and let's check it out. I click the button. Great, we close the modal window and remove the reply. What's still missing is to update the comments count. And for this, I'm just sending the OOB element with the HTTP response from the function. So here, before I delete the comment object, I save the post object of this comment. And after deleting the comment, I count the comments for this post with post.comments.count. And then I construct the response using a f string, include the comment count in this element, add here the hxswap OOB attribute, and target the elements with ID comment count. And then I return this response. Okay, save this file, and let's check it out. So if I delete this reply now, the comments count should change to 7. And there we go. Nice. Now this delete button should not be displayed on replies of other users. So let's add here a condition. I'm going back to the reply.html file. Here we have the delete button. So if the logged in user is the comment.author, I show this button. Else, I display an empty container with a margin bottom to add a bit of space. And close it with endif. Okay, save this file. And now the delete button is removed from Bobby's reply here. Awesome. Now let's add the delete button also on the comments. I'm copying this button from the reply and go to the comment.html file. And just above the like button, I paste the delete button in here. Again, we add the classes to the parent container. Remove the vertical padding from the like button. And add the group class to the comment item. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. I click the delete button on a comment, click the link, and the comment is removed and the comments count updated. Great. Next, let's implement the logic for the likes on the comments and the replies. So in the comment.html file, I go to the like button, and add here the hxGetRequest to the like comment function we will create in a second. And I swap it with outer HTML. So I want to replace this whole icon with a new icon and count when I like a comment. When I like this comment, I want to display a red heart icon, so I add here a condition. If the logged in user is in comment.likes.all, meaning if the logged in user liked this comment, I add here a red heart icon. Else we display the gray outlined icon. Here I'm adding a new icon in the size of 5 with the fill rose 500 color. And the icon we can grab again from my GitHub repository. I grab the code from the heart icon and paste it in here. Okay, save this file. Now let's create the path and the function. So in the urls.py file, I add this path. Then we go to the views.py file. And define here the like comment function. Again with the login required decorator. If this is not a Htmx request, I return the user to the home page. Then I grab the comment object with this UUID. Then if this logged in user exists in comment.likes, I remove this user, meaning I remove a like. Else I add the user and add a like. Then I add the context with the comment object and return the button like comment partial. Okay, save this file. Now let's create this partial. Again in the comments folder, I create this file. Then I move in here the like button. So I'm going to the comment.html file. Cut the like button out from here. Paste it in here. And include it back in a comment file. Okay, let's check it out. So I click the like button, and the icon changed to a red heart, and the count increased to 1. Great! We can also remove the like again. Now let's implement the like on a reply. So I copy this include file, go to the reply.html file, and swap the like button with this include file. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. I click the like, and now it works on the reply as well.
Oh, beautiful!
As last, I want to add a link to the profile page of the author when clicking the avatar. So here on top we have the avatar of this author. So if the author of this comment exists, I wrap this avatar in an A tag. With a link to the profile page and pass through the author's username with comment.author.username. Else, we display here the default avatar image with no link and close it with endif. We also have to load the static tag on this page. So at the very top here, I add the load static tag. Okay, and the same we implement now on the comment. So I grab this code, go to the comment file, and paste the code in here. And also load the static tag. Alright, let's check it out. I click on the avatar, and I go to the profile page. Nice. As very last, let's test the whole comment section on a new post. I upload an image, add a caption and a hashtag. I go to the post page, add a comment. Let's add another comment. Now let's delete this comment. Add a reply to a reply, delete a reply. Let's also check if it works without the author. So I'm quickly going to the admin interface, to the comments table, to the last comment, and remove the author. And now this reply displays the default avatar image and anonymous. Okay, and then we give it a like. Nice. Alright, and this is all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. In the next tutorial, we will add the repost functionality and to share this post on social media. If you like this content, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon not to miss the next one. I hope to see you there. Until then, happy coding my friends, and bye bye for now.